All right, so now that we know how to solve 2x2 determinants, we can now apply Cramer's rule for two equations containing two variables. So you either need to pause this and get this wrote down and then kind of watch what I'm explaining, or watch what I'm explaining and then pause and copy everything down. Okay, but please don't try to copy this down while I'm explaining it, because you're going to miss kind of what's happening here. So if I have a system of linear equations in two variables, you can see we have our x column, our y column, what it equals, and then what the coefficients are for your x and for your y. To solve for x, we will evaluate d sub x over d. And to get y, we will evaluate d sub y over d. So what is d, dy, and dx? And that's listed over here. D is the 2x2 determinant of your coefficients of your x and your y. So you can see you have AC is your first column. BD is your second column. Then when you come over here to D sub x, because this is D sub x, you are going to replace this x column with what this equation equals. So my y column will stay as that BD. Then when you come over here to D sub y, exact same thing, because this is D sub y, you're going to replace your y column now with what this equation equals. Okay, so if you haven't wrote that down, get that copied down, pause this and copy it. But let's apply this to example 3. Example 3 says use Cramer's rule to solve the following system. So let's first figure out what d sub y, and d sub x equal. So d is my coefficients of x and y. So my x coefficients are 1, 2. And my y coefficients are 3, 3. So let's go ahead and evaluate this. A 2x2 determinant, we multiply a times d, which is 3, subtract b times c, which is 6. So we get -3 for d. So now d sub x, because this is my x, I am going to replace this x column here with what this equation equals. So we have 5 and -8, and then my y column will stay the same as it was up here, or stay the same as the y's right here, 3, 3. So let's evaluate this. 5 times 3 is 15, minus my BC, which is 3 times -8 to give me -24. So minus a -24 becomes +24. And we get 39. And then d sub y, now my x column will stay the same as that 1 and 2, but now my y column gets replaced with what this equation equals, 5 and -8. So evaluate. A times d is -8 minus b times c, which is 10. And that's going to give me -18. Now that I know what d sub x, and d sub y equal, now we can evaluate. X equals d sub x over d. D sub x is 39. D is -3. So that's -13. And then y equals d sub y over d. D sub y is -18. And d is still -3. This one equals 6. Now, like before, my math lab usually just wants to know x equals, y equals, but I need ordered pairs. So this is -13, comma 6 for my final answer here. Okay, this is the only example I have of using Cramer's rule for solving two equations containing two variables. So if you need to rewind this and rewatch this.